Welcome back to another episode of the Vibe Archive. Today we're going to be going over another Netflix documentary, the Amy Bradley is Missing case. And then we're going to be taking a look at a new band that I think is pretty cool coming out, NeverEasy. So we're going to dive into, kind of like what they're like and all that. So starting off with the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary series. This one is pretty cool. I mean, it's about a girl and her family that go on a cruise ship. They are trying to do a family vacation and she ends up missing. So what Google is saying is a Netflix true crime documentary series that investigates the 1998 disappearance of a 23-year-old Amy Bradley from a Caribbean cruise ship. The 3-episode series explores the unsolved mystery of how she vanished from the ship, examines possible scenarios including falling overboard or being abducted by traffickers, and highlights her family ongoing search for answers. I thought this thing was pretty crazy because they're out in the middle of the ocean, just her family kind of partying. And back then, what was this? 1998, there wasn't a whole bunch of security cameras. I mean, there is in this documentary series, but they show some like evidence that, shows some stuff. But I mean, it's crazy to know what else probably happened and has happened to people that we would never know now, and this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. I think it's kind of crazy because you would think, oh, somebody killed her, pushed her overboard or something, which totally could have happened. But, I mean, I think it might have been some human trafficking. But anyway, so the series, released in 2025, revisits the baffling case of Amy Bradley, who vanished off the Royal Caribbean cruise ship in March of 1998. Her family was on vacation with her when she disappeared without a trace from the ship as it approached Curacao. All right, let's try this again. Curacao. Okay, so some key details of the disappearance. Early morning hours of March 24th, 1998, in international waters between Aruba and Curacao on the Royal Caribbean International cruise ship Rhapsody of the Seas. Last seen by her father at approximately 5:30 a.m. on the ship's balcony in a lounge chair with a pack of cigarettes next to her. She definitely went out to go smoke, and, they say that they see her walking with that bass player. Missing items, her cigarettes and license were gone, and her sandals remained on the balcony. There's also a weird guy that was in the next door room to her and her family, and he was a little weird. Like, oh yeah, I would just lean over the balcony and talk to her, and like, weirdo. But anyways, I mean, maybe that's just me, but like, if I'm on a cruise ship, I probably don't want some like guy who's on the cruise ship by himself leaning over and talking to me and my family. Amy did have several distinct tattoos, including a Tasmanian devil on her shoulder and a sun on her lower back, a Chinese symbol on her right ankle, and a gecko lizard on her navel. Theories of investigation: human trafficking, fell overboard, or there still is reported sightings of her still being alive, which can fall into the human trafficking thing if she, can't get out of a situation that she's in or something. But truly crazy that you go on a cruise ship to have family time, and because of how the world is, she gets caught up in this little city in international waters, which makes everything so much more difficult to navigate for the authorities and anybody that's involved. I mean, the parents were on the ship, trying to get people to care, and there's so many parties and people, oh, I can't find so-and-so, and then all of a sudden an hour or two later they find them. So, I mean, it took a while for people to probably take this serious, which is super unfortunate. It's still an open case. The FBI continues to investigate the case and offers a reward for information leading to her recovery. Definitely the Netflix documentary came out and is definitely helping people know about, stories like this, and probably stuff like this happens all the time that just doesn't get recognized or chopped up to people running away or this or that. So I definitely feel like there's something crazy in this case. But the case remains one of the most puzzling missing person cases, with the FBI and her family continuing their efforts to find Amy and provide answers. Whenever we were watching that one, it was just crazy to think that, everybody else just going about their day and you're sitting over here looking over at every drunk person or this or that, just trying to find your loved one. So that one's crazy. So that one's definitely a must watch. I think it's a couple episodes on Netflix. I think it's 3 episodes. So definitely go check that one out. I mean, you might rethink going on your next cruise, or ask for a discount or something. That's our main review of the day. We're going to be doing a lot more true crime, mainly documentaries, movies, any sort of artists that come out that just fit that vibe archive, This next one I wanted to talk about is the band NeverEasy. They're a 2-piece, which I think is super cool. I mean, they're out on tour right now. They have a whole bunch of new singles that they released last year, like Stay, Pieces, Choke, Cold, Show Me. They definitely have that, alternative indie feel to it, kind of like Deftones, but mixed in with kind of like the divorced dad rock or whatever. But they definitely put out that early 2000s, late 1990s vibe. They kind of embrace that, especially on their social media, that I thought was super cool for them to brand themselves like that, where they did something that no other band was really doing, in my opinion, which was finding the vibe that they were, whether it was visuals or whatever. And a lot of it had to do with like video games like Skate, a lot of old movies that they would reference like over the top and make like TikToks of, that just felt the vibe. So I thought it was super cool. They have a new song out called Kiss Me that's actually going kind of crazy. Was released a month ago and it has over 500,000, almost 500,000. And that's YouTube plays on just a cover. So I mean, I think that's pretty cool to see, kind of embracing the Midwest vibe and totally killing it, in my opinion. I think that they're going to go super far, especially that they've only been out for a year. I think that they've only been out for right about a year, and they have 50,000 YouTube subscribers. And man, some of their videos too are just killer for them being relatively lower level. I'm pretty sure that they're signed, but it's super cool to see somebody like that. So I thought that they were definitely a cool find and somebody that I wanted to bring up and mention, because they're truly killing it. But those were two of the type of vibes that I wanted to go over today, which was the Amy Bradley is Missing documentary series, which was crazy. Completely blew my mind that, a family trip like that can turn into a nightmare in a split second. And that's why you always got to be on your toes. And I think that NeverEasy, being a band on the lookout for, to definitely check out if you're into that darker aesthetic, Deftones alternative, new metal type vibe. Definitely check them out. So comment below if there's any bands, or if there's a movie, documentary, a show that we should check out and go over on the show. I'm going to try to do more videos like this more often. This is something that I'm passionate about, something that I like talking about and I deep dive into. Drop a comment on what we should go over next time, and thanks for watching.